Okay, first things first, I really want to apologize for my inconsistent uploading schedule. Work having so overwhelming, I could barely keep up with eating, working, sleeping, breathing, occasionally walking. So that's that. Yeah, let's go back to our story. So 2023 was coming to an end. Let's recap the year. I lost two close friends of mine, not to death, but to toxicity, and one moved outside the country. My health was fluctuating, and I've learned that I had PCOS. More on that later. Work was not giving stability, and home was still grieving my grandma's. And the icing on the cake, my love life need a divine intervention. Between the red flags and the green flags, I would like to wave my white flag. So one thing's for sure, 2023 chewed me up, spit me out, and slapped me so hard I turned to God. Which makes me think of the season 2 of the anime Jujutsu Kaisen. Kento Nanami, the character I could relate to the most, went back to being a jujutsu sorcerer. The guy chose fighting demons over being an office worker. Wow. If that's not telling.
3、40歳までに適当に稼いで、あとは寝ても覚めても金のことだけを考えている。金さえあれば。
大丈夫ですか？
あなたこそ。
Spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1. Just before his gruesome death, there's a scene where he revealed his retirement plan. And every day I rewatched that scene and I could equate my feelings to his. I was him. He was me. And all I did was dress up daily to go to my own job. I wasn't sad, but I wasn't happy neither. So my heart was heavy, arms sweaty. He looks calm, but in this... Anyway, yeah. So to no one's surprise, I renewed my passport. So I really had this need to just go away, run away somewhere where nobody knew my name. So to no one's surprise, I renewed my passport. And initially the plan was to visit Malaysia or Indonesia because of their vocal support towards Palestine. I was like, shut up and take my money. But that's also where Nanami was planning to retire. But I underestimated my burnout because planning the itinerary alone was exhausting. I was sitting on my chair behind my desk. I was like, what do you mean I need to get off the plane, take another one, then get on a train, and then rent a scooter or buy... no, abort mission. So plan B was a retreat where I would do nothing but sleep, eat, and meditate. I think they're called Vipassana. I don't know what they're called, but you get the idea. Somewhere in a jungle, an Airbnb. Okay, I hate socializing, but not to that extent. What if I get kidnapped? The average single woman traveling alone experience. What if I end up in a cult? I've watched an unhealthy amount of documentaries on similar cases. Healing will be no use to me if I'm dead. Exactly. Planning this trip was supposed to be fun, and now it's another source of stress. So then, out of the blue, well, not really, it was kind of premeditated. It was sitting in the back of my brain. I don't know what inspired me to do this and take my parents on top of it, but my fate was not linear. In fact, it was at an all-time low, Red Sea level low. I remember telling my mother about my friends using their network and privileges to get ahead, and Her answer was consistent and pertinent. If they go to the elite gatekeepers for favors, we go to the universe gatekeeper for favors. And it must have been ingrained in my brain because when all went wrong, my instinct was always to look up the sky and talk to God. So I booked a ticket to the source. I haven't been here for so long. I forgot how pretty it is. And by here I mean the rooftop, look. Now you know where I live. I'm not sure, but the sunset is there. Can you see it? It's also beautiful, but that's not why we're here. The reason why I'm here is because I usually come here when I'm depressed, but I haven't been depressed in such a long time. I've been busy. But today is a very big day, and I really want to have a moment with myself to establish a few things, talk about a few things. Yeah, I'm gonna find a spot. There is a woman here. I really don't like filming in front of people. Kids, mommy is going to Mecca tomorrow. Hey, so I have successfully kicked her out of this spot. Okay, she's still staring. Awkwardness. Tomorrow I'm going to Saudi Arabia, which is the country where two of the holiest sites of Muslims take place, which is Mecca and Medina. Tomorrow I'm going to Medina. I just got the authorization to leave work yesterday afternoon, so I didn't get time to pack anything. I didn't get the time to shop anything. I'm just gonna take my backpack and go on a spiritual journey for about 2 weeks. Very much needed. I have very little guidance. I also covered my parents. I'm also gonna take my parents with me, which I'm not sure is a good idea because, you know, family trips. Yeah, we'll see about that. But silver lining, I'm very proud of myself just because it is something I said I was gonna do in 2020 right after I graduated, with not much planning for my future. I felt so lost and I wanted to go there, but I didn't have the money. And there's a second reason why I'm so proud of myself, because I managed to make it a priority in a world where spiritual things come second. And I am officially broke, but hopefully I'll come back with a very eased heart and soul, because I'm really tired and exhausted. Sincerely. The second reason why I want to go there is because somehow I can't get men to commit to me. I don't know what it is that I do. I have theories. I also want a baby, and I have a serious problem with my menstrual cycle. So that's a third thing. Yeah. It hasn't hit me quite yet, I must admit. I'm still like dazed. I don't feel it yet. I need to shower. I'm stinky because I've been running around the whole day just shopping for a few things. I really want to get in the mood, like a spiritual mood, but it's not happening yet, so I don't want to force it also. Whenever I came to the rooftop, it was because I had such a heavy heart and no one to talk to, and I used to talk to God because no one was listening. Especially now, I absolutely have zero friends. Well, that's not entirely true, but physically I have no friends to hang out with and to talk to. I text them sometimes, but I always talk to God about certain things that I couldn't talk to openly with my friends. And now I feel like I'm finally going over that friend's house so I can talk to him closely. Yeah. it's not excitement. It really not. It's like a relief, but also I have no expectations of how this trip will, like, the outcome. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, hopefully, but maybe I'll have more words when I get there. Now, before we get into this whole debate on whether, you know, you're a believer or not, if billions believed one thing and one place to be sacred and channeled all their prayers towards it, by the laws of physics and the universe, it has to be sacred. Bizminnik. So whether you're a believer or skeptical, you can't deny the power this place holds in our ecosystem. Hopefully what I'm about to share will resonate with you. So during my 2-week stay, here's my 2 cents of wisdom. I look like I'm in a hostage video. خلي انا بغيت ما بغيتش نصور.
Randa şu kazerecek. كانت القيمة ديال الرسول عليه الصلاة والسلام يوم عرفة. هذه المقبرة هذه هي اللي مدفونين فيها شهداء أحد. أول حاجة سنة الرسول عليه الصلاة والسلام هو الاغتسال. جيت نهضر نساء ورجال.
The brain is limited and conditioned by what it knows or thinks it deserves. So, the universe, however, and its resources are abundant and endless. So, when you use a restricted tool to grab from the stream or the source, be it your brain, your hand, whatever, there's only so much you can grab, not only in a sense of volume, but also what's within your reach and what your eyes can reach, what your arms can reach. So the mental gymnastics I did to expand my headspace, like a domain expansion if you will, to dream bigger and aim higher beyond my means. The second lesson was if the know-all be-all, Allah doesn't want it for you, why would you want it for yourself? Like, what the fuck, woman? And I realized that so much of what I'm living right now was actually me wishing for it. It's like, bitch, if I could just catch that woman who wished for this. Anyway, you get the picture. Like, to put it lightly, let's say on my day one, I was like, God, I want that car. God, like, I want to be... why can you make him like me and text me back? But can I get that house? And then by the end of it, you just go, you like reach for this guy. You're like, God, make me the most powerful, the most knowledgeable, the wisest women, and make it easy to get there. Like, you get into very specific details, because if you ask for hard things like, God, please make me the wisest, you're gonna go through some really good bad shit for you to be wise. But if you ask, God, please make me the wisest, the easiest way, like, you know, less hardships, I think. I don't know how that works. This is, I told you, these are my 2 cents, not my $2, okay? Long story short, everything had to fall apart before I could build a new life for myself. So it kind of all made sense. So it kind of old. So I can't talk English.
بابا لافيغ تعجبك بزاف طفي الضو بابا طفي الضو ماما خصني ندير لها شي واحد في لا ريسبسيون
عيط عليك السيد عيط عليك.
Anyway, everything had to fall apart before I could build a new life for myself. Nonetheless, letting go means you'll have empty room for new things to get into your life, so that's the tricky part. The void must be filled carefully. The only stronger, kinder, reliable entity I could think of was God. And the next strong, kind, reliable entity I could think of was myself. So, you know, it's a very ongoing journey, and it gets better if you get stronger. So it's like an equation with two variables, and you gotta put in the work. Yeah, so there's also another thing I've noticed. You know how I couldn't get a text back from this dusty man? I just realized that God called me 5 times a day. You know how you feel bad after oversharing and letting your heart out, talking to someone about your life? God let me vent for hours when I pray, and I just keep talking to him. Doesn't matter what hour of the day, he's always there to me. He's always on the receiving end of my tears and of my prayers. I was like, wow, God is raising my standards so hard. He makes my wishes come true, and when he doesn't, he later shows me why I'm better off without what I've asked for. Like, he raised my standards so high. Why would I settle for less from a human being? Okay, because humans are flawed, but you know what I mean, okay? Anything or anyone that walks into my life might be the cherry on top, but babe, I'm the cake. Nobody notices when the cherry is missing, but everyone is here for the cake. I'd still appreciate if my cherry walked into my life. Okay, wait, what? It's like I never learn. And then I went back home, and to be honest, I dived right back into my work life routine, so I never got a chance to actually sit down with myself and take notes and journal and meditate, you know, just reflect on the whole journey and retreat, which is kind of sad, but now that I'm editing the video, I am. Like, if you're thinking of doing this, this is your sign, or maybe not. Okay, that was the last month of the year, but I also did something else. That's going to be on the next video. Spoiler alert, I reached a summit, so